Hey guys, Marc here. Welcome back. Happy Monday. I was out walking around yesterday and I happened to find a nice scene. I took a picture of it. It's a battleground park in Jupiter. And we'll try to put this a little bit closer so you have a little bit better view here. Battleground park in Jupiter. It was kind of like a little stream going, just a peaceful little area. So I thought I'd paint it real quick and put it on live. So. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some sky color. I already put some medium up on the canvas. White and a little warm and all. Really put this down so it doesn't move around too much on me. Okay, so I'm just going to dip my fan brush in some blue paint. I'm using straight sky blue paint with a little bit of pressure glue mixed into it. Off to the side here. One of these days I'll have two cameras. So I'm just going to look into the sky and start to work some blue in there with the fan brush. The horizon's going to be right around here. How about maybe a little more right around there. Make some blue in with the fan brush. And it's going to go around here. I'm using sort of like a crosshatch stroke. And a circle leaf stroke. I haven't made a video in a while. Sorry, I'm kind of away for work on some things. Glad I'm back. Glad you guys are here. And the blue in there. Here. Now I'm sort of just scrubbing it in like that. And bring it down there. It's gonna just be some water coming forward and big trees and stuff like that. Just kind of like a free little picture. Nothing too crazy. Now a little bit, paint's not flowing too good, so I could add a little bit of walnut oil, just kind of make it flow a little bit better. And I wanted to have more of this color instead of that color, so let me add a little bit more sky blue. Usually you don't use a color that's the exact same as you were to use it. All right, sky blue, use the sky blue. Sometimes you get a little hair on there, you gotta flick it off like that. Work that in. So these are big trees over here, so I don't have to worry about that too much. I don't want this much blue here, so let me take that off. Use a little paper towel, wipe it off. Alright, so that's pretty good. So let me wipe the brush. Clean and wipe the brush. And everywhere it sort of meets the white, I'll sort of blend it out a little bit. Make sure the brush is clean so it doesn't move the paint around too much. Try to get my arm out of the way as much as possible. So, yeah, I think you can see it kind of there. normal workout. All right, so let me grab some water for a second. A little bit of a drink. Now up in here, and I'm gonna, on the top right, I'm gonna have some grayness, gray in the cloud. I'm gonna put some big clouds up there. Some gray in my palette. Mix up some gray color. I'll be doing that out to the side here. I'm getting my leg out of the way. I don't want that in my picture. Leg out of the way. See what's a Sanjar. I can't pronounce the last name. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Faith, thanks for coming on. Glad you guys are here. So I'm gonna mix some gray out to the side. I'm not using straight black, I'm using some gray. In the areas I know I'm gonna have a lot of gray, I'm gonna mix those in there. Get my hand out of the way as much as possible. This will be a big cloud. We're gonna have some wispinesses over here. Little wispies. Just using a fan brush, kind of like this. And I think in the picture there's a cloud right there. Trying to keep it pretty light. And down here, some cloudinesses. So using that round motion. Try not to cover all this blue in that area. These will be shadows for the clouds. Across the bottom. That. How easy that is. Don't get too crazy there. I'll clean the brush again. Put some more white on my palette. I want these clouds up here to stay kind of dark. So I'm just gonna paint in a small area there. Keep losing my screen over there. Reference off to the side here. Alright, so I'm gonna go in there and put in some cloudinesses. Keep the brush as clean as possible. Lots of paint on the brush. Just let the brush sort of do the work. Here, a little bit lighter, and move it on. Keeping it free brush strokes. You can tap it, you can just kind of move it around like that. It's good. Put some highlight in the bottom of this one a little bit. So you don't have to overwork it, so just put it in there and get away from it. We fill the brush more. Now I want some lighter clouds down here, so I'm using more paint in the brush. Put some more paint in the palette. This is a palette, more paint. And white I have in there? A lot. I might even let it dry, put more white paint to get that nice whiteness. For right now, I'm just putting as much as I can on there. I'll mix it in with the gray. Like that. More white over here. I don't want to cover all that blue. I also don't want to cover all the gray. And right out there. We have quite a buildup of white on the bottom, not so much on the top. I don't want to overwork that. And the reference is a little bit of a wispy cloud, so we're going that way there. So I'll put that in. There's a couple little things there. All right, so I'm going to wash the brush completely. Wash the brush. Still live here? Yes, I am. That's 11 minutes in. That's pretty good. I think I made a video since November. I can't remember. I didn't even look it up. So, gently blend with a little bit of a cross stroke there. Just to take out a couple of the brush strokes. And up here. Got a little, I'm blending it. If I had a little bit of a softer brush, I'd blend it a little harder, but this brush is a little hard, so I have to blend it soft. And we have a cloudy here. The biggest mistake with clouds is blending it too much. That's what destroys clouds. You're always better under blending than over blending. So let that roll in there. Nice big clouds billowing in there. I'm using titanium white. I could use the flake white to make it a little bit stronger. Because I want these clouds nice and strong in here. Mix with the gray a little. Don't lose that blue. I want to save that blue there. And that thing right there, good. So I'm going to leave the clouds like that. Really unblended, maybe a little bit more there. I'll leave that like that. It's pretty easy, you can have some clouds. Now I know I'm going to have water down here, so I'm going to pull down some gray and blue. I know it's sort of light, so I'm not going to fill it in too much. Sorry. Ariana, hello, thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm going to have water over here. And I'm going to have a lot of reflections from trees over here, but I still want to fill this area in. Down and across, across and down and across. Straight across. Just to start to feel like there's some water there. It's like I'm staining the canvas. Straight across. Alright, so that's all I want for that. We'll clean that brush. Now, I'm going to get some paint out. And I know I have some trees in the background. I'll grab some green. have some green, some white. Sap green, a little bit of blue. A smaller brush. And I want it to look far away. So to do that is, actually I just changed my mind. I want to blend those clouds out a little bit more. So you can change your mind if you want. It's just a little bit too unblended for my taste. It makes them look close. Just give that a little bit more of a blend. I don't want to see that many brush strokes there. That's better. Just to kind of calm that down a little bit. So too many brush strokes back there. All right, so that's that. Now, I want some distant trees right back in here. So I'm going to sort of tap where I know they're going to be. Do that. Got a bit of water for a second. Let me know where you're from. If you want to divulge that information, you're welcome to tell me where you guys are from. I'm in Jupiter, Florida. That's where I am. There's an air conditioner on behind me, so I can't really control that because it's another unit's air conditioner. Okay, so I know I'm going to have some trees right here, some tapping. I don't like that color. It's a little too bright green, and it's supposed to be far away, so I have a little bit of black to tone it down a little bit. I'm just using a tapping motion with the brush. Easy as can be. Comes up here. Might be a little bit of tree trunks, I mean, the tops of bushes there. I'm going to come over here a little bit. A little higher up there. That's like more of an individual tree there. Goes up. Now see how that's getting kind of pointed there? I want that to be round, so I'm going to sort of go in the other direction. I don't want that to be too pointy. I'll turn the brush upside down for a second. So this is a plane of far away trees. Bring that down. I want to reflect it a little bit there. Fan brush. Get the white out of it that was on it. I'll get some more brushes. Right now I'm sort of going back and forth between brushes. No, right here, that's the shoreline is right here, so I'm going to pull right from the middle, pull it straight down. Pull right in the middle, pull it straight down. You want to have these sort of lines right there, so that sort of looks like reflections. Straight down, straight down, straight down. And I go straight across with the brush, make a couple reflections. I'm going to take my pattern knife without even paint on it at all. I'm just going to go across, make a little bit of a water line right there. It's like digging through the paint. Cut through the paint, make a little bit of water line. It's far away, so I don't want to do too much to it. Now we got some trees that have come a little bit closer on both sides. A little bit more green and blue. We get a little bit of brown paint. A little bit of brown paint. Down there in the blue and green. I'll sort of lay this out. I know I want trees up here. Making this level higher than here. There is a plane going by. It gets a little loud out here. I'm outdoors. I have to paint outdoors because I have allergies. It gives me headaches to paint indoors. So I don't have a lot of trees over here. Tap those in there. This plane needs to be darker than that plane, so I'm gonna sure it's darker to more distinctly make it darker in front of it. Distinctly make it darker. Oops. Shut that off. And I know the trees on the right are going to go to define what the trees are. I know I want them to about here. I'm going to start there. I'm not going straight across. I'm leaving little indentations in there. Grab a little bit more green paint. Sap green. There we go, that's off. Thank God. I'll fix that someday. Somehow figure out a way to get rid of that noise. Putting some green paint in there. There's some bushes on the right. And let's get a dark color here. Down there. These are going to be partly reflections here, so I just sort of fill it in here. I think I'm going to have it going to about here across that. That's where the reflections will begin. And I'll bring it all the way down. Just sort of fill that in there. Just fill that in there. Break up that line in the middle. Just trying to get filled in. Fill this down to the bottom. All right, so that's that side. And I'll do a little bit more over here, then I'll take a break for a while. So there's a lot of paint under there, so I have to put more dark. This will be another plane coming forward. And from me here, bring that down. Then I'll go this way. I'm going over a lot of that color underneath, so that's kind of blocking me a little bit. All that white there in the clouds. So I'm going to stop. I might come back tomorrow, but let's stop for now. I don't like to do the whole picture in one setting. It's a little too hard to do. I have an underpainting set up here, and start making a part 2 tomorrow. So thank you guys for coming on today, and thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow.